What's going on, guys? Gaming Knife here, back with another Minecraft video. And today, guys, we're gonna be showcasing some houses I made for a small series that will be coming up. I know it's pretty late. Also, I hope all of you are keeping safe during this pandemic. So I hope all of you are staying safe. Now let's get right into the video. First up, we have I'd like to call this the L house. I mean, it sounds like I'm taking the L, but no. I'm not taking any L's. I am just doing what I can do best. I can build, I can do combat. I'm just terrible at shooting. Don't tell me anything about that. So once we go inside, wait, so we have the outside of the house here. Now this will be, I guess it will also be a series now, because I mean, look at this. I made 3 houses out of the same palette. So we have this color palette right here. We have the dark oak palette, dark oak, gray cement, white cement, and black stained glass. And as you can see, in all of these builds, you can see there's like, yeah, well, each material's subtopics, I guess. I don't know what to call them. So let's just head inside the first house, which is going to be the official house for the series that's coming up also. So you have a bed here, you have the ender chest. Now, I created the small goal after. It's not about what it looks like. I mean, it looks pretty cool on the outside, but on the inside, it's so cramped. Like inside here, it's just a little too cramped. That's why you build a basement. Yeah, this is my highest potential. So I have like a little sea lantern set up here. I know these are not the right ones, but it's the best I can make with the design, just to go well with the design. Then you have your smokers, your blast furnaces, your normal furnaces, chests. You have a whole storage system here. You have anvils, the whole all of them shenanigans, and you have a little crafting room right here. So this is what I call the L house. So that was that. Next up, this looks like something oddly familiar. It's the P house. I'm starting to feel like there's gonna be a lot of weird comments in the comment section. We have the P house, and well, I mean, it actually looks the same as the other ones. Now, small tip for houses like these: if you're gonna build something that looks, let's say, if you look up modern Minecraft houses, I guess you'll be seeing these sort of houses, and it might be difficult. You might be like, oh, I want to build my own house, but how do I do it? Now, few tips I've learned over the few years and stuff. Well, this is my best palette. I mean, if you have these colors, you have white, gray, and then on the inside you have, well, this, I mean, it pops out, which is actually pretty nice if you think about it. So I mean, the beds and stuff, I recommend go with the white bed or a black bed, otherwise it just ruins the color. Now, inside the P house, we have, now not best of staircases, but this is the best I can make. You have a little room here. You have the crafting table, the chest, bed. You have a smoker and a blast furnace. Now this is all I can get in here. I mean, it's mostly for decoration, so I would not recommend building this house. This just came onto my mind, so like it's sort of an evolution state. I don't know what's the word for it, but I guess you can see this is small. This is sort of medium, like this is the largest thing. And then you have this biggest one here, the tallest one. Now this house, I don't know what to do with it. I just randomly came up with this, just ignore these. Guess like this just for extra design. I'm not sticking completely with the palette, just to let you know. I came up with a few ideas after this, so I'm not actually completely sticking with the palette. Don't do that to yourself. It'll just ruin you. So here we have this. I guess, well, I completely forgot what the It's called the U. I just call it a U house because I mean, I call it the C house, the U house, the N house. I don't know what to call it. This is not my house. My house is the L house. So we head in here. I have made it's supposed to look like as if, I mean, it looks pretty cramped up here, but this is just for decoration. So if you can go out, you can see from here it seems pretty empty, but from here you can actually see there's a little basement there. So I mean, for some reason I like putting the good stuff in the basement, just like my Hard Time series where I put my stored system. I completely need to fix that. So here's the here's the inside of the basement. So you have like a little, I decided to make sort of this design. It looks like a trap door now. Like if I look up, if I search for an oak trap door, I mean, it kind of looks the same, but instead of it being brown, it's literally, it's inverted, I guess you can say. Now, the elevator. So you go down here. I haven't really done much decoration with this place, but I decided to go for like a white and black design here. So as you can see, there's a strip up here that, yeah, so this is like the strip here, and then the walls on the inside are complete, so they split right there where my cursor is, right there. I don't know what you would do here. I guess you can place a bed here. It just came to mind, but now that I'm looking at it, it seems pretty boring. It looks like a secret base or something. I mean, I could just add a thing here and no one would ever know, but nah, I'm good. So right now, this is all I have right now for builds. So I guess we can move on to the tips. We use this palette. Let me grab all of this. I just like sorting it out like this, so you know what's the most important, what's mostly there. And yeah. Okay. Now, when it comes to designing these sort of houses, you need to have I guess a weird box. Now, if there's one thing you can see that's common in all of these, I mostly did. I mean, this is 4 blocks, but this is 2. So, what I would recommend doing is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always stick with the even numbers. Best way to build sometimes is with either even numbers, or if you're building houses like these, stick with the odd numbers so it's symmetrical. So if I go down here, you can see this in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. You kind of have to limit it down. -2. Subtracted 2 from it. As you can see here, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's basically what I did. I just did by instinct. I mean, you can build whatever you want. I'm just making this video for some good tips. Now, for houses, I guess like these, I went for a modern type. So what I recommend doing is, go on Google, look up modern stuff. So let me now tips on what to build, on how to build these sorts of houses, I guess you can say. I don't know, sorry, houses. Jeez, I'm at a loss for words today. Don't blame me. So I went for like an L shape. One of the best things to do is make sure you have a sort of gap in between. If there's no gaps in between, it'll look weird, because it just looks like everything's flattened out. It needs to have shape, proper shape. So for example, over here, I'm not happy with what I did to this thing. Not happy at all. But this is definitely one of my favorite builds for modern type houses. So if I take, let's say, so if you're going to go for this design always start off with white. Otherwise, let's say you're building like this. So let's just say I do something like this. And as you're let's just say this is the house right here. So first I did the white concrete bit. I just made sure it's like a little extra taller, because this is going to be the main part of the build. As you can see, it's actually bigger than the gray bit in height, and if you go inside, you can see it's the most dominant, because, well, it's mostly white in here. Just ignore that bit if you want. And then here, and this is when you want to start placing in your exterior blocks. So you can either go like this, but then these designs are kind of hard to get. If you're a really good builder, then no problem. Otherwise, what I would recommend doing, keep it at least one block below, like over here, just so it doesn't ruin the build. So if you level it just right, you can actually get a really cool design, like so. I mean, this is just an example build. That's the real thing over here. So as you can see, I have left at least one block here, just so it looks good. And in some of these other ones, I left like one gap here, but I left another like 4 gaps here. I just do that so it doesn't look like it's completely the same, because I mean, let's see what happens if I did this. If I did this just around the whole thing, leaving a 1 block gap, I mean, seriously, it just looks like there's meant to be a hole, like there's supposed to be a whole thing in there. It doesn't look nice. It does not look nice. So what I went with this one is, you see this little white bit here? So this is where I kept the thing. So, oops, it's meant to be like right here. So where it's cut off, let me just destroy this bit. So where it's cut off right here, it reconnects up here. So if I keep my crosshair like right there, go down, you can see that gap right there is replaced right here. And I can hear, got something. He can stay soon. Okay, so now more tips. Always use a good sort of if you're going to make a house look like this, go for the dark colors, because what I like to say is dark, maybe blank, but it is sometimes the best. Because I mean, look at this. So if you mix a bit of the white with this, you can really get a good pop out design from it. Seriously, in all of my builds, I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice, I have to admit. But this is just a really good combination. So that's how. These are some of the tips that I use to build houses like this. So I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. This is Gaming Eye Fury, signing out. Bye!